Yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Listen, before we get into the meat and potatoes, I gotta let you know this video was brought to you by Manscaped. Big Manscaped in the building. Lawnmower 3.0s, Lawnmower 4.0s, lip balm, deodorant. What's this? Body spray. Stop it. Big Manscaped. Use code Brunson. Save 20% off. Get the free shipping, and the free shipping I for that for y'all. So listen, I don't know what's going on with Calvin, but the cat is out the bag. The cat is out the bag. Calvin Ridley reportedly suspended for the entire 2022 season for betting on football games. And you know, this is kind of crazy to me because if it's a rule, it's a rule. But in all honesty, man, when is the NFL going to catch up to what's really going on? I mean, you could bet on the app on your phone. Like, sports betting is just so prevalent these days. Floyd Mayweather bets on himself. I mean, come on, when is the NFL going to catch up and be fair? You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. They've been like the last guy I think was a practice squad guy who got suspended in 2019. I mean, a whole season for Calvin Ridley for betting, and he only bet it for like four games. This directly impacts how I feel about the draft and how I feel moving forward in terms of our wide receiver debacle that we got going on in Philly as well. Because Calvin Ridley is a guy that a lot of people wanted here. A lot of people want to hear, and part of me wanted Calvin Ridley here as well. But to hear that this whole time I thought dude was going through a mental health situation. You know what I mean? But turns out while he was on leave for his mental health, he was betting on football games. I guess that's the slap in the face right there. Because he was on leave and probably still getting paid. 9 times out of 10 most likely. And he was betting on football games. I mean, you got energy to bet on football games, but you can't get your mental health right. You know what I mean? And a lot of people felt sorry for him. And I heard that the NFL was notified of his status, or the Falcons was notified of his status that the NFL placed on him on a suspension situation. I think it was January 29th. I think Adam Schefter reported that everybody knew about this either December or January 29th. And I mean, it is what it is for Calvin Ridley, man. He's going to take this year. Honestly, you know what I mean? I think I seen something like somewhat of a childish response to Calvin Ridley. I don't think he's taking the situation, as serious as well. Maybe he think he's going to win some type of appeal. But I think I saw some type of meme where he said was, I bet you $1,500 I don't have a gambling problem. I think he put that on his Twitter. But that was real childish, man, if that was the case, man. You got to keep a low profile. You got to keep your head down. Because at the way he's going, he might be out of the NFL. You can't miss a whole year and have a childish mindset and think you're going to bounce back like that. It just ain't happening. Now, after this season, he will be a very much sought-after free agent. He'll be only 28 years old. But look what happened with Gordon, man, Josh Gordon. He was young when he stepped away. He had to get himself together. I'm not saying that these guys have similar issues, but time away from the game while you're in your prime don't do you no good. So, you know what I mean? That leaves the Philadelphia Eagles with, one less option that they were possibly trying to trade for. You know what I mean? So what do you really do? That's why, if you look at my latest post-combine mock draft, I think it's one of the best post-combine mock drafts that you're going to see. I'll throw it up here right now. But in my post-combine mock draft, I went and grabbed Chris Olave. I mean, listen, you got to get you one of these young studs on a rookie deal. That's the bottom line. Go out there and get you one of these young studs. Everybody keep talking about we missing on guys. Chris Olave ain't no miss. I tell you right now, he's going to be a very productive, wide receiver for years to come. You also keep hearing about guys like Juju Smith-Schuster. Chris Olave going to be there at 15, 16, or 19. He going to be there. So you got opportunities to make something shake for your team if you feel like you want to go in that direction. If you look at my draft, the draft is so deep, man. Look, I was just playing around and I came away with a star-studded lineup. You know what I'm saying? But we are heavily linked to Juju Smith-Schuster. I don't know how this wide receiver situation is going to, pan out. But for real, with what I saw from Devontae Smith, I don't think Juju Smith-Schuster will be better than Devontae Smith next season. I think Juju Smith-Schuster will help us be better for sure. He'll be better than Quez Watkins. He'll be better than Jalen Reagor. Not to talk bad about Quez or Reagor because, I guess they both gave it their all. But you know what I mean? But Quez was a dog for sure. But I think Quez at this stage in his career is much better suited with his high-flying speed as being a third option in the passing game as far as wide receivers go. Would I like Juju Smith-Schuster? I'm not that high up on Juju Smith-Schuster as a lot of people might be. In fact, I'd rather just draft a wide receiver instead of going after a guy like Juju Smith-Schuster, because Juju Smith-Schuster has shown capabilities to disappear in games. You know what I mean? He had that one good season where he was that dude, but this is not good news for the Philadelphia Eagles. I thought for sure you had an opportunity to get Calvin Ridley based upon all of the encrypted tweets and all of the likes, and he liking Jalen Hurts and him and Smitty like each other, all of that stuff they was doing. I thought you had a really good chance with that one, man. So it's kind of disheartening for him, kind of disheartening for his fans. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it is what it is. The Philadelphia Eagles, however, need to focus on what's next. Take him off your board. If he was a potential target, take him off your board and elevate somebody else up on your board. It's other guys you can elevate onto your board. Think about it. You might, hey, Amari Cooper, they talking about releasing him. Who gonna have an ultimate chip on his shoulder every time he see Dallas? There are guys that you can get to help bolster the attack of this passing game that the Philadelphia Eagles have. It's all about if you want to spend the money or if you want to do it in the draft and have somebody on a rookie deal. I'm cool either way. It's so much talent in this draft and there's so much talent in free agency that if you come away from this year with this draft capital and with this free agency market like this and the amount of money that you have with the roster looking somewhat the same, I will be highly disappointed. Go get some, even if you swing and miss on a free agent, like what the Giants did with Homeboy, that wide receiver, the highest paid wide receiver last year. I don't know why I keep forgetting. Kenny Galladay. Even if you swing and miss, listen, at least you swung for it. At least you swung for it. I miss the days when the Philadelphia Eagles would swing for. I miss them days. Maxwell, I'll take that back. But we swung when we went and got that running back from Dallas a while back in the Chip Kelly era. It was a miss, but we swung for it. Sometimes that's what you got to do, man. And the Philadelphia Eagles are in prime position to shock a lot of people, man, with this upcoming draft. So free agency is about to kick off, I think, in a week. We will see where a lot of guys go. I think a lot of guys are going to be going fast. I think a lot of guys might have some conversations or some tampering or some deals already put in place. But it's a lot of people out here, man, that need a home, man. You could even get one of these cornerbacks out of this. You can get one of these cornerbacks and then you could draft a wide receiver. It was like 10 dudes that ran under a 4 threes. It's so many things you can do with this year's draft, man. So Calvin Ridley, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, he's just a small piece of the puzzle, man. He's a small piece of the puzzle. You know, when stuff like this happens, man, if you don't come back, he'll be a forgotten man. He didn't really make a splash in the NFL. He didn't really make a mark. He was one of the premier players for a very short amount of time, but this is career damaging for a guy like Calvin Ridley. He didn't go nowhere and get an extension. He claimed to have mental health issues, and then you go out there and you start gambling, then you get caught gambling. I think a lot of it is on Calvin Ridley, and a lot of it is on the NFL, man, for not updating the way that they do business, man. Come on, bro. This ain't the 1940s, bro. Let the millionaires lose their money and waste their money gambling, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Thank y'all for tapping in. We on the road to 20,000 subscribers, man, for sure. I'm giving away, once we hit 20,000, I'm giving away $1,000. 500 to one person, 500 to another person, because 20,000 just a major accomplishment in YouTube terms, man. So shout out to y'all, man. Thank y'all for always supporting. You know the vibes. More content coming later, man. But Calvin really bugging. He fumbled the bag.